this psychologist I saw, she would always listen to me and then tell me, try to be happy. I did not know how to do it.
As if that's that
She
simple.
wouldn't tell me exactly. Bipolar disorder, general anxiety disorder, clinical depression, schizophrenia.
एक डिसीजन अभी मेक करें कि हाँ ये प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट करती है या नहीं करती. Hello and welcome everybody. This is the very first episode of Discover with Singh, and we're doing it on a very important topic, which is destigmatizing mental health. And for this very important topic, we've brought in our guest speaker, and the guest on today's podcast episode is Ms Arouba Kabir. I would like to thank you, first of all, Ms Arouba, for saying yes to this and being a part of this. It really means a lot. And yeah, she's been really cooperative with everything, with all the processes and that stuff. So yeah, Ms Arouba, I would like you to first of all introduce yourself to the listeners who don't know you.
Thank you so much, Preet, first of all, for doing this. It's an amazing initiative you have taken. So congratulations. And I'm sure it's going to be very successful. Lots of people are going to listen to this. So good job there. Thank you. And now, yes. Hey guys, my name is Arouba and I'm a mental health professional. I have been in this line for more than 8 years now. And I work with individuals, families, couples, corporates. And now I have started working with kids also because I feel अगर foundation strong होगा ना तो काफी कुछ आगे हो सकता है. So yeah, that is what I do. And today we are going to talk about mental health, emotional health. How can we remove the stigma, the taboo it has, and many more stories. So stay tuned here.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely do that. And thank you so much for giving all of us a brief as well, including me. Just kidding. So, first of all, Ms. Arouba, if you could let us all know, how did this journey start for you? Why did you think of become a mental health therapist and, actually heal people, help people? Where did it start?
It started with my own journey. So as a young person, as a young child, I did not know how to express my own anger. I was a passive aggressive person. And when I say passive aggressive person, sometimes people become verbally passive aggressive, that they're taunting, sarcastic. Yeah, that was there, indirectness was there. But I also used to hurt myself. Whenever I get angry, I would just maybe walk bare feet, or maybe there have been times when I have tried to kill myself. Didn't want to live because I was angry with my family members, with my health, with myself. So it was every time uh, any emotional stress, I didn't know how to navigate it. And when I was studying in my second year of college, my psychology teacher helped me with some coping mechanisms. She taught me, rather than hurting myself, how I can express it better. I was fascinated by psychology. But having said that, did I want to take it as a profession? No. It was only after I got diagnosed with my medical condition, which is a genetic medical condition I'm diagnosed with, called cystic fibrosis. When I got diagnosed with that, and then that was the time I was like diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And that is what I tell people. I'm like, if you experience a mental health challenge or a disorder or an issue later in life, don't ever say that abhi hua. It was there. It was all along there. Now,
Right.
where there hota hai, you are not able to take it. And it just become too much. And it just pulled you down. It just showed. How
Right.
long will you keep, you are like kind of hammering a wall. Someday it will break. And that is what happens in our adult life. And that is what happened with me when my health
Right.
condition became bad. So my mental health showed more damaged and more broken. And that was a time when I was given therapies, I was given medication, I was giving all the support and care I needed. And when I felt better, I was like, what do I want to do for my bread and butter? What do I want to do? I don't want to sit at home. I'm not, because of my health, I'm not a person who can do 9 to 5 or who can do a full-time job. So what do I want to do? So I got myself trained in psychology with all other therapies, background tha hi, it got easier. And I'm a late bloomer. I started quite late. I started around 26 to work. And that is why at the age of 35, I don't have much experience, 8, 9 years of experience. But I am happy where I am today. I'm glad I chose this field. It's a beautiful field.
I'm glad. Also, being a bloomer, I believe, is more important. The late or the early part doesn't really matter that much, right? Yeah. So, but a question stemming from this introduction of what you said, when there were people that helped you heal, did you find a sense of gratefulness, or what was the feeling that you felt about those particular people that helped you in the first place?
I have always felt blessed. I am somehow, today itself at 6 o'clock, I had an interview and they were asking me that about the people, and I said that I feel that universe has this thing for me, or maybe just how I look at it. I find people who are always there, ready to help. But I guess that you can only take that leap of faith when you
Right,
trust yourself.
right.
Very important to trust yourself that other person might be waiting there to help me, but if I don't trust myself, I can't trust them. So I will not take that help. I get that leap of faith is in me. I go with the vibe rather than logic. Though in my therapy, I teach people more logic, but I always tell them don't suppress your intuition. Your intuition is there to
Right.
guide you. It will tell you, it will give you that vibe. So I guess I had a great sense of gratitude for all the people who have helped me in whatever way they could. It's not that, this psychologist I saw, she would always listen to me and then tell me, try to be happy. I did not know how to be.
As if that's that
She
simple.
couldn't tell me. Exactly. She couldn't tell me how I could be happy.
Right.
But I am still grateful to her because if she, maybe her role was just to put that curiosity in my head that find happiness, find what makes you happy. If she would have given me ideas, I might have stopped there. So I guess
Hmm.
her role was that. So every person who helped me, was it some doctor, my physiotherapist, my yoga therapist, ashram people, the gurujis I have been to, I won't say that I stuck to one person, but I have had many teachers in my life, and I'm really grateful to each one of them. In fact, every client is a teacher. They come and teach something and go, and it is unconditional. But it is up to you. You keep your eyes open.
Right. So from that, from having all of those teachers, gurus, to now being one to people and founding your own Enzo Wellness. So if you could also, tell all the listeners about what Enzo Wellness is about, why did you start it? You've already given a bit of the answer of why you started it, but what Enzo Wellness is all about, what all it's doing today. I did my homework and it's doing extensively around, a lot of in a lot of ways it's helping people not only heal but grow as well. So if you could also explain that to all the users who are listening.
Yes. So Enso Wellness is a space which I created in 2015. So when I started working, I was working with individuals. Since I had a medical health condition, I was catering to more people who had medical health conditions. So I used to go to their places rather than they coming to me. But after a year and a half, I realized that in a day's time, I can see two people or three people because I am
Hmm.
traveling. The travel time is there, traffic is there, garmi hai, sardi hai. It was not feasible for me to see more people, and more people were asking for help.
Hmm.
People I was seeing, they were recommending other people, but I didn't have time. So I came home and I told my partner, I said, listen, I want to have a studio, I want to have a space, I want to sit at one place and don't want to go out. But what do I call it? And he asked me, what is it that you want to do there? I said, I want it to be a place where people are free to create. They can become who they want to become. And he just looked at me. He said, how about Enso Wellness? I was like, what is Enso? And then I did my research, and Enso
Hmm.
means place to create, place to start, make your
Hmm.
own journey. It is a Zen, it is a Buddhist concept, one stroke. Start, create, it's free flowing. You can become whosoever you want to. And that's how Enso Wellness came into existence. And from my experience, since I had traveled whole country, some parts of the world, when I was getting all the help for myself, that is where I wanted to blend therapies. I just didn't want to have talking therapy. I just didn't only want to have yoga. I wanted to have everything. And in the studio, we had pottery classes, cooking classes, painting classes, musical,
Wow.
dance movements, everything. Because all these things help you heal.
Right.
You are connected. You talk to me, I tell you the coping mechanisms, I help you understand the psychology, but then you have to do something at home. Maybe do pottery, maybe do drawing, maybe play music, maybe do dance, maybe do yoga. It is going to release those oxytocin in your body. And that is how Enso Wellness came into existence. That is what we are trying to do. But yes, pandemic has changed the definition of it. We were more of offline people. Now we are more online people. So we're still figuring out our way. Yeah.
That's great to hear. And that's a great initiative from you as well. And I wish Enzo Wellness further and further successes in the times to come. And also people, Ms Arouba is, putting up content as well on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on her Instagram page as well. So you'll find her social media handles in the description below. Do give her a follow, do view what she's doing, and do appreciate and do, share it with people, because it's a really, really great goal that she's working for. Right. So a brief introduction of Ms Arouba was that. Now further, the podcast, I believe, will be structured in a simple way. First of all, we'll be talking about challenges that people actually face. What are those challenges? How do people actually qualify कि अगर उनको ऐसी चीज महसूस हो रही है तो उसका मतलब ये है कि that they're diagnosed with this, or then they need to do this. Then we'll go on to the solutions. Solutions के stakeholders दोनों लोग हैं. एक वो part of the group भी है people who are not going through mental health issues, so that for people to understand and perspective of people who are going through issues, ताकि हम उन्हें better समझ सकें और एक better constructive environment provide कर सकें, ताकि जो लोगों को heal करना है, it becomes easier for them as well, and we contribute to that, and rather than just being unaware about that. And secondly, definitely are the stakeholders who are undergoing struggling with mental health problems. And then we'll go on to the key takeaways for the listeners who've been here with us, and what all learnings we can take away from this wonderful, wonderful episode with Ms. Arouba. So to begin with, Ms. Arouba, I want to know, and I was very intrigued about, what are the major issues that people come to you up with? Like, what are the major mental health problems? If you could shed some light on that, so that all of us also know that it's a wide horizon, and the extensiveness of those problems exist from one genre to another.
I'll break it in two parts. One is what kind of problems people come up with, and one is when they should reach out actually.
Right.
People like today, I had an SOS session with a person who is in London. And it is like now the situation is really bad. She's having panic attacks. She doesn't know what to do. She's stuck in a situation because she was ignoring and ignoring and ignoring it for a long time. And today, when she finally got stuck, she reached out. And as much as I would like to help, I can't do much here. It's like already the building is burning. What can I do? I
Right.
can't just go for a glass of water and say that, hey, listen. So, but when it was starting, when she saw that smoke is there, that was the time she should have reached out. So, it's very important for us to know that when we have a headache for more than 2-3 days, backache for more than 2-3 days, acidity for more than 2-3 days, we run to the doctor. We don't see left and right. 2-3 days, we did some home remedy, it didn't work. We book the appointment, we see the professional, we get the medication. On the way, going there, if somebody asks me, where are you going? I'm going to see a doctor. Hey, take this. You're like, I have done that. I'm going to the doctor. You don't listen to them. You go because you know that is the right thing to do. The same thing, if you see that you haven't slept for a week, You are eating less or eating more. You are not talking to people well. You are developing these physical health issues out of nowhere. You are not focused and concentrated how you were before. Your productivity is down. Your motivation is not there. You're feeling lethargic. You're procrastinating. You are lying. You're having alcohol. You're smoking. You're having porn addiction. You're having gambling addiction. Reach out. Figure it out. It is not normal for us. So,
Right.
as simple as that, these are the things people should reach out to. But now, what people reach out to us for? When they're having panic attacks, when they are having mental health breakdowns, when they know that relationship is failing, when they know that they have been either fired or their job is about to go away, when they know that they have been diagnosed with a very big physical illness, people reach out there. Having said that, in last 2 years, the definition has changed. Now people
I'm
see
glad.
that, oh, I'm overthinking. Do I need help? Let me at least have a consultation.
Hmm.
Was it so easy before? It was not. So pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for our mental health. People have been reaching out. People see that a lot of awareness has been created on internet. What are the red flags in a relationship? What are the red flags in a professional life? What are the red flags in friendships? People reach out. People want to work on themselves. People want to be aware. People want to have boundaries, be it with your family members at or professional spaces. People want to take care of themselves, and that is a good news. So apart from that, there is another aspect of it, the mental health disorders. So, all
Right.
the things I talked about, those are issues and challenges we feel. These are emotional challenges. Then there are disorders. For example, somebody is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, general anxiety disorder, clinical depression, schizophrenia, mania, or all other postpartum depression, PMDD, all these things, PTSD. Then therapy becomes must. Then people reach out to us. Then doctors tell them that, hey, listen, the medication is there, but you have to reach to the therapist. And a lot of people have been. I have lots of cases who are borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, various forms of anxiety. It can be social anxiety, it can be intimacy anxiety, it can be general anxiety, but people are reaching out. So, yeah.
That's great to know. And I really appreciate that you already answered the follow-up question that I had to that when should people actually reach out? And if you could please again highlight what are the symptoms, the basic symptoms that people should be aware about, that this might be that, or this might actually lead to a problem in the future.
Now, we really have to understand that our mental health and physical health is connected. It works in a triangle. What I think, that's how I feel. How I feel, that's how I behave. For
Hmm.
example, I think I will not pass the exam. The minute I have this thought, I'm going to feel nervous, jittery, anxious. Now, if I feel nervous, jittery, anxious, how am I going to do in the exam? I'm
Hmm.
not going to remember things.
Hmm.
I'll forget. I'll be
Right.
worried about the future. Those are emotional. And physically, what will happen? My hands will sweat. I will shiver. My stomach will start making noises. I would want to go to the restroom. I might get headache. I might feel sleepy. So you see, just one thought gave me feelings, and those feelings gave me physical cues.
Hmm.
Because it is how our body works. It works in sync. One mental fear, or physically I have to. For example,
Hmm.
it's like all of a sudden somebody hits me. I am going to do like this. So
Hmm.
it is like, oh, I'm saving myself. It's not that I will stand and say, okay, you hitting me. My mental and my physical, the minute I will sense threat, my body is going to go into defense mechanism.
Right.
That is what people have to believe, and people have to know that if you have any mental stress, it is going to show in your physical body.
Right.
Going, it is not only the emotional symptoms, signs you will see is you're overthinking, constantly ruminating about a stuff. You're not sleeping well, or you're sleeping too much. You're not eating well, or you're eating too much. You are looking for maybe a cigarette, maybe social media, maybe more exercise, maybe alcohol, maybe weed, cannabis, heroin, drugs, any form of drugs, or maybe gambling, maybe porn. So that is escape mechanism. So all these are emotional things, but physical things could be you are having constant acidity, you are having digestive issues, you are having migraines, you are having cervical problems, you are having body aches, you have PCOD, you have irregular periods, you
Hmm.
have cramps during your periods, you have mood swings. All these are signs that your emotional and your physical health is not well.
Is
You
not
need
well.
to make sure when you have these emotional and physical signs, reach out to a professional, talk about it, take self-help, read books, listen to podcasts, connect with a professional, talk to your loved one, but do something about it. Don't just ignore it.
So basically, the suggestion, the crux that I've also understood is that if you feel, even if that feeling is arising, it's not a problem if you even consult somebody. Even if later out it turns out that you don't actually have a, issue that will be termed as a mental health problem, you can still reach out, because let's just make that a normal.
Yeah, it's a very normal thing. As I said that, यार कमर दर्द होता है तो हम पूरे गांव को ढिंडोरा पीट के बोलते हैं हम जा रहे हैं ऑर्थोपेडिक को दिखाने.
Right.
तो एक माइंड में अगर थॉट में फ्रैक्चर है, आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. Somebody recently reached out for a consultation. I was so happy, from a very far flung area, a village, and that person said, because I am a person, I have a post graduation, I know mental health is important, I'm about to get married, but I don't know anything about an intimate relationship, can you help me?
Hmm.
Which is amazing. He did not have a
Hmm.
problem. He did not have a relationship जो खराब जा रही थी. But he was getting into a new relationship which was not taught to him.
Right.
So हमें बचपन से ब्रश कैसे करना है, शू लेसेस कैसे बांधने हैं, शर्ट कैसे पहनना है, आपको टर्बन कैसे बांधना है, ये सब
Hmm.
सिखाया है. बट किसने सिखाया कि अगर गुस्सा आए तो कैसे बात करनी है? किसने सिखाया कि अगर तुम्हें बुरा लगता है तो कैसे बोलना है? उल्टा
Hmm.
बोला गुस्सा मत करो, बुरा मत मानो, बड़ों की इज्जत करो. Right? So
Hmm.
we have not been taught anything about emotion. Now, if you have a resource, when I was growing up, I didn't have internet. You are growing up, you have internet. Use it. Connect with somebody. Find the right way of doing it. Your parents are giving you what they have. They have money, they put you in good school. They can give you food, they can give you shelter, they can give you clothing. They don't know what mental health is. उनको पता हो तो वो भी दे देते हैं. उनको पता है कि अरे
Hmm.
गेम भी खिलाना है, टेक्स्ट बुक भी पढ़ानी है, एग्जाम भी दिलाना, वो कर रहे हैं वो.
Hmm.
अगर उनको पता होगा एंजाइटी क्या है, they would talk about it. But
Definitely.
now they don't know it, and they have given you the resources to know it.
Right.
Teach them, educate them slowly, expose them, tell them that Ma, it is all right to be nagging, but how about we change it? Papa, I
Right.
understand career is very important, but खेल भी बहुत important. Right? We can do all these things, but we are हम अपने ही जद्दोजहद में फंसे हुए हैं कि क्या करें?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. So basically ये जो stigma है, the stigma that exists is basically because of lack of education and lack of it being a norm in the society.
It's been a normal, and जब हम पहले के जमाने में भी देखते थे ना, the
Hmm.
doctors who were neurologist or maybe psychiatrist, उनको बोलते थे पागलों का डॉक्टर है. Right? So it's a
Hmm.
very big thing, and the mental institutes were not a happy space. वहाँ पे
Hmm.
चेन से लोगों को बांध देते थे. अगर हम मूवी
Hmm.
याद करेंगे, आई डोंट नो, यू आर क्वाइट यंग, बट राधे एक मूवी सलमान खान की, उसमें जहाँ पे सलमान खान को डाला जाता है, he is chained and he is put in a very naked halat, and so वैसा था. So there was a lot of stigma, but now things are changing, so we need to talk about it from a different space. Plus, आप बताओ मुझे, अगर हम 50-60 साल पहले अगर हम मिले होते, सिर्फ हम दोनों बात कर रहे थे, ना मुझे ईमेल का टेंशन था, ना मुझे फोन का टेंशन था,
Hmm.
कुछ नॉर्मल था, तो मतलब
Hmm.
मेरा ब्रेन काम भी कम था, फोकस भी बढ़िया था. बट
Hmm.
नाउ राइट नाउ व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, लैपटॉप पे एक नोटिफिकेशन भी आ गया. मेरा फोन इस साइड में हो रहा है, मेरा दिमाग हो रहा है, अरे वहां पर वो भी चल रहा है, सो मेनी थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग। फिर मेरा टेंशन है कहीं इंटरनेट ना चला जाए, कहीं लाइट ना चली जाए।
ये तो लेजिट टेंशन है।
Yeah, it is a lot of work right now my brain is
हम्म
doing. Back then we had simpler things, तो ब्रेन भी
हम्म
सिंपल हो जाता। बट अभी अगर मैंने इतना इसको इतने रेल्म्स दे दिए हैं, तो मुझे खुद को
हम्म
तैयार भी तो करना पड़ेगा। उसके लिए मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ,
बिल्कुल।
जैसे हमारे फोन अपग्रेड होते हैं, सॉफ्टवेयर इंस्टॉल होते हैं नए चीजों को सपोर्ट करने के लिए। What are we
हम्म
doing to ourselves? Are we upgrading ourselves? If not, ये मेंटल हेल्थ तो खराब होती जाएगी। अगर हम वही स्टिग्मा पकड़ के बैठ गए, we will not be functional. Competition बहुत है।
Right. So we do away the stigma with actually understanding the awareness, spreading the awareness to as many people as we can, and knowing more about it, reading more about it, and letting people know that it's okay. Creating an environment with people around you. Let's start with that. Then maybe it'll spread, and then there's a social stigma to break. That's how we can destigmatize mental health, which is also the name of this particular episode. Right. So I've also learned in the way, and I'm really glad for that. So, Ms. Arouba, if you could share some particular examples that you've come across which have been extremely serious cases, so that for all of us to understand the gravity of the situation, that there are also cases जहाँ पे अभी तो हमें सुनने में लगता है कि मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज है, कोई बात नहीं, ठीक हो जाएगा, थोड़ी देर पढ़ाई कर लो, कहीं किसी रिलीजियस इंस्टीट्यूट में चले जाओ, कुछ उसका और ऑल्टरनेटिव निकल आता है, ये कर लो, ठीक हो जाएगा। बट उसका ग्रेविटी और जो डेप्थ है सिचुएशन का, जो इम्पोर्टेंस है, इफ यू कुड हेल्प अस अंडरस्टैंड दैट, आई बिलीव दैट विल बी द केस, अगर हमें आप कुछ एग्जांपल्स दे पाओ।
Now, we really have to understand, when I provide therapy or give these talks, I try to make them as interactive and engaging using humor so that I guess, वही बिकता है अब। If you talk about something in a serious tone, people might say, यार कितना बोरिंग है, नहीं सुनना, दुखी कौन
ट्रू
होना चाहता।
ट्रू।
And that is why we mental health professionals also are doing that, putting it in
हम्म
a way that you understand it better. But
हम्म
having said that, it is very heartbreaking to see कि कैसे लोग बड़े हो जाते हैं, but there is no emotional maturity. They
हम्म
don't know how to handle a relationship, be it personal or professional. It is very heartbreaking to see how dependent we are on others, and we don't take ownership of our life, of our mistakes, of our achievements. Okay, it's very
राइट।
heartbreaking to see कि जो बहुत basic चीजें एक इंसान को आनी चाहिए थी, या how judgmental we are, that अभी आज ही किसी ने शेयर किया था लिंक्डइन पे, there was this man in Gurgaon who killed himself by suicide because he was
हम्म
uh, said that he harassed somebody sexually at workplace. Now, should I say that people who kill themselves by suicide or attempt suicide are weak people? No.
नो।
It is just that they were not trained how to take that mental stress.
राइट।
It is just that they were never given opportunity in, places. It's just that we become so judgmental in so less time that we don't even hear out. We don't even listen to people. बड़ी बीमारियां छोड़ दो,
हम्म
ठीक। यहाँ पर जो आप अपने घरों में देखते हो, कैसे आप इमोशनली किसी को क्रिपल कर देते हो,
हम्म
that they can't take their own decisions. I have a woman, she is 36-year-old. She makes 4.5 lakh rupees a month, works
ओ
with a very big IT firm,
हम्म
travels the world, yet gets pocket money of 20,000 rupees a month from her husband.
ओ
And she's been married only for 3 years. उससे पहले she used to get pocket money from her father. Now, a person who is so well educated, travel the world, makes money. What is it? It is emotional dependence. She
हम्म
doesn't trust herself. She asked her husband to make investments for her. He did not. He put her in therapy. He told me that, Aruba, I need an equal partner. I feel I'm taking care of a child. She travels the world, but she calls me from everywhere. Concern call is good, caring call is good. But if you're seeking validation and assurance all the time, now that person would not want to be with her because he's looking for a life partner and she's like a child. How is she as a child? She's an emotionally immature person. She's mature. According to society, it was a marriageable age. Now it is a time to have children. Now, tomorrow she will seek that assurance from her children. So the children will be parenting her rather than she parenting the children. Now think about those children. How would they grow up? They will be the people pleasers of the whole world. That is how we are damaging the world. That is how we are damaging our society. So people think that you need to have bigger mental health disorders in order to say that situation is insane, grave, difficult. No, we have these small things where person gives up their life because somebody rejected them. Person killed themselves because he did not pass a competitive exam. Where I am so angry that I abuse people. Where people are angry, they either kill people or rape them. These people are not people with mental health disorders. These people are with mental health challenges. If they go to a doctor, they would not be diagnosed with a split personality or any schizophrenia. They will not be. They will be just people who just lack social skills, who just lack empathy, because it was never nourished in them. Every day people reach out through social media. We can cater to only so many people in a day's time.
True.
And I don't feel anything in this. Sometimes people say that you guys don't see people without charging them. Yes, we are not an NGO government helpline. We need to pay our bills, and it becomes impossible for us to help everyone. But who are these people then? If you don't have a problem, who are these people who are reaching out? अगर हर कोई मेरे को नहीं तो कौन है ये लोग जो reach out करते हैं? Every day when I check my Instagram, I can't open all the messages because there are so many messages जो रात को 12 बजे, 3 बजे, 2 बजे, 6 बजे लिखे गए हैं. Please help me. Please, I'm going through this. I'm going through that. And we are like, how many messages will I open and read and help? I can't. So situation is bad. I want to look at the positive side of it, but still, how many people are going to a mental health professional? Not many.
Not many.
Not many. Do we have enough mental health professionals? Not many. It's demand and supply, right? Agar demand ही नहीं तो supply क्यों करेंगे? Why would people want to be a psychologist or psychiatrist if they don't get business? Everybody has to take care of themselves. So people choose other professions. People choose surgeons. People choose to be gynecologists. People choose to be लोगों को पता है बच्चे तो पैदा होंगे ही, हड्डियां टूटेंगी, but लोगों को पता है कि psychiatrist के पास लोग ज्यादा नहीं आएंगे, right? So it is, if we want to see that change, we have to accept that these things which we put them under the carpet, छोटी छोटी चीजें हम बोल देते कहते अरे ऐसा तो सबके साथ होता है तो क्या हुआ, चल ठीक हो जाएगा, आजा एक गेम खेल लेते हैं. If we keep doing this, it is not going to change. And these are very serious things. People are falling to weed more. Smoking of weed has become a fashion. But what is the reason that you need smoking up all the time? I'm not saying I'm not against having fun. It's a recreation. Have fun. Know what it is. That is a personal choice if you want to do that. But what is it that is making you do it on everyday basis or once a week? What is it that people tell me things about psychedelics? Oh, I had psychedelics and I got this beautiful experience. I saw, the higher energies and all. But bhai, psychedelics क्यों लेना पड़ा वो सब करने के लिए? Why? Your mind has a capability that You can have a healthy lifestyle and take care of your things, but having healthy lifestyle is difficult. Popping
Hmm.
up a easier. So
Right.
situation is really bad. We see everyday cases, चाहे वो drugs में हो, चाहे वो addictions में हो, चाहे वो workaholism में हो, चाहे वो relationship breakups में हो, चाहे वो career failures, rejections, relation सब में है. So it is out there.
Right. I think the amount of examples Ms. Rupa has given, she's given n number of examples in n number of spheres of life that those examples come from. So at this particular point in time, if you're a person that feels ki a problem is not that present, I will suggest ki you pause the video, actually understand about it, actually think about it for a minute, that since the person who's telling you is a professional, so that's one validation that the information that she has is right. If the information she has is right, why are we not processing it? And if we are processing it, that's great. If we are spreading it, that's great. And yeah, if we are not processing it, if somebody around you is not processing it, then I believe that is just holding back to the social stigma. So जब तक हम वो चीज खुद के अंदर एनालाइज करके उसको ब्रेक नहीं करेंगे कि हाँ ये प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट करता है, अगर आप कर रहे हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है और लोगों में स्प्रेड करो दैट दिस एक्चुअली एग्जिस्ट, एंड फॉर पीपल हु नो दैट्स great. But yeah, just the point here being ki since the problem is grave, since the problem is big, there are around 1,50,000 suicides जो इंडिया में last year हुए. This is a government ministry का data that I'm giving to you. The link to which I will also put in the description. So the point that we've made in the last 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 minutes is that yes, the problem is real. Yes, the problem is grave. And it's just that we need to give more thought, more time, and more understanding to it कि हाँ ये प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट करती है. तो अगर एग्जिस्ट करेगी तभी हम उस चीज के सॉल्यूशंस निकालेंगे. सो दिस इज अ पॉइंट जहाँ पे एक डिसीजन पॉइंट दे दिया मैंने हम सबको कि हमें एक्चुअली अपने अंदर सोच के एक डिसीजन अभी मेक करें कि हाँ ये प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट करती है या नहीं करती. नहीं भी करती है, दैट्स ओके, दैट मीन्स और इन्फॉर्मेशन हम आगे फ्यूचर में लेके आएंगे दैट विल हेल्प चेंज. बट इफ यू स्टॉप एट दिस पॉइंट, यू रियलाइज दैट हाँ मेरा माइंडसेट चेंज हुआ है, दैट यस दिस इज एक्चुअली एग्जिस्टिंग. सो आई थिंक दैट्स a successful 5 minutes put in by me and Ms. Arouba. Moving on, एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है कि अभी तो हमने बात कर ली फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ द पर्सन हु आर फेसिंग दिस पर से, एज यू ऑलरेडी सेड कि हेल्प करने वाले लोग भी बहुत कम हैं क्योंकि लोग डिमांड ही नहीं करे. पीपल आर नॉट एक्चुअली गोइंग टू थेरेपिस्ट एंड आस्किंग फॉर हेल्प, देयरफॉर देयर आर वेरी लेस पीपल टू हेल्प. सो व्हेन दे गो, पर से somebody wants help and वो एक्सेस नहीं कर पा रहा रिसोर्सेज को, जो द फर्स्ट पर्सन या द द प्राइमरी थिंग दैट द पर्टिकुलर पर्सन डज इज लुक अराउंड कि उसके सबसे क्लोज फ्रेंड्स में कौन है, उसके पेरेंट्स उतने एक्सेसिबल हैं उसको कि वो इन चीजों के बारे में उनसे बात कर सके. आई हैव हैड फ्रेंड्स who've been going through issues. They've talked it about friends, which is a great thing. But जब उन्होंने अपने पेरेंट्स से बात करी या उस एज पर से एक जनरेशन पहले से बात करी, तो कई केसेस में ऐसे होता है कि वो जनरेशन इज नॉट विलिंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. तो जब आपके इतने क्लोज वाले लोग ही उस चीज को अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पाते और उसका कुछ ऑल्टरनेट सोल्यूशन दे देते हैं, उसको डिसरिगार्ड ही कर देते हैं कि ये एक्चुअल में कोई प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट करती है, तो वो सिचुएशन और ग्रेव हो जाती है. This is what I've seen personally with a few of my friends and in the circle that I have. So my question here being कि कितना ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस है जो लोग इमीडिएट पर्सन के आसपास है या पर से पेरेंट्स है.
See, I would say that yes, we don't have a lot of people around us जो हमें support कर सके, okay? But know that not because they don't want to support you. Know that because they don't understand it.
हम्म.
अगर उनको खुद भी वही प्रॉब्लम होता वो तब खुद भी यही करते.
हम्म.
पर नहीं है कि उनको जब खुद को प्रॉब्लम था, they seek support, they got it, and now they are not giving it to you.
हम्म.
Who must have seen a therapist or have gotten that support from a family or a friend, they will definitely give you that support because now they understand, right? But they are not able to provide you that support, and they give you strategies जो उनको लगती है, उनको लगता है चल घूमने चलते हैं, चल एक ड्रिंक कर लेते हैं, चल बैठ जाते हैं, यार ये कुछ नहीं है, मिट्टी पा करते रहो, because that is what they believe in actually. Because if a person is aware, अगर मुझे कोई बोलेगा कि recently a friend of mine messaged me, we were just talking, she said that I am upset, I am crying because I had a fight with my partner. And my next thing was like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk about it? Or you want me to give you space? Because I know that is how it works. And she said, I would like to talk about it. And मैंने call कर दिया. मैंने बात करी. And उस बात में भी, call में भी, I just kept listening to her rather than talking to her. Because she is in a situation. Now I could do it because I do it with myself. I know it. और वहीं पर I recently was sitting with a friend and that friend said something. I did not like it. And I just said कि I don't agree. And that person tried to convince me. I was like, it is okay not to agree. It's fine. But the person got very uncomfortable thinking that, oh my God, what did I do? I offended her. I have to correct it. And started trying to convince. I'm like, it is okay if I don't agree with it. Maybe someday I will. Today I don't, and it is all right. Have different viewpoints and still be friends. So having said that, what I'm saying is, when people don't provide you support, it's not that they know. They can, they can't. And that is what. But, you know, we have 4 areas of our life we should always take care of. One, physical. Physical health, or maybe, you know, say, put it personal. Let's make it a personal area. Personal area mein aata hai physical health, emotional health, the kind of books I read, am I exercising every day, the kind of content I watch, the kind of friends I have. It is my personal life. Then is my professional life or my career. What kind of career do I have? Am I happy with it? Is it helping me grow as a person? Is it giving me enough money to support my lifestyle? Am I growing in it? Am I learning? Am I upgrading? Then family. What kind of a relationship do I have with my family? Do I have too many expectations out of them? Am I being dependent on them? Or am I being independent? Or do I have a connection with them rather than attachment? What is it? Then comes social. What kind of gatherings I go out to? Do I like hanging out with those people, or do I go कि free दारू मिल रही है, या लोग क्या कहेंगे, या कोई नहीं है तो मैं उनके पास जा रहा हूँ? What kind of social connections do I have? What kind of friends I'm hanging out with? When you take care of your personal, social, family, career, when you take care of them every now and then in a healthy way, you will automatically have people around you who can support you. If not family, a friend. If not a friend, a relative. If not a relative, that book. If not a book, that TV series. But we try to find that one person. Soulmate चाहिए भाई हम सबको, जो मेरा पर्सनल, प्रोफेशनल भी, रिलेशनशिप भी, स्टॉक मार्केट भी, करियर भी, सब कुछ सुने. Don't have that mind space. One person cannot give you everything. So know that you can have soulmates rather than having soulmate. You can have friends rather than having friend. So that it is easier for you and it is easier for others. And with parents, I always say that our parents, according to their knowledge, according to their resources, give us best. बट अब अगर मेरी मम्मी को लगता है कि उनको जिंदगी में कोई खुशी नहीं मिली है, वो तो बेचारी अपनी टेंशन में है कि मुझे कोई प्यार नहीं करता, मेरी कोई सुनता नहीं, वो मुझे क्या देंगी? वो मुझे भी बोलेंगे एडजस्ट कर बेटा, कुछ नहीं, मत सोच इस बारे में. वेदर मे बी डांट के या प्यार से, that is what she is going, because she is herself in her mind suffering.
Right.
And when we don't get this support from our loved ones, it is frustrating. But that is the thing, I tell you all, there are books,
Hmm.
There are podcasts, there are TV channels, there are social media accounts, there are so much of information out there which you can find. You can connect with like-minded people. अभी अगर हम एक डेटिंग साइट है बम्बल, उसमें BFF भी है, मेक बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स, एंड देन डेटिंग भी है. It is up to you what you want to do. You have so many choices, so don't limit yourself
Right.
just because a friend is not supportive. अरे उसके पास भी किसी और के साथ फ्रेंडशिप करो. Having said that, is it easy? It is not easy. But is it impossible? It is not impossible. It is
It's not
possible.
impossible. Shit. Yes, people, that really happened. Light चली गई थी. Looks like I jinxed it.
आ जाए कहीं लाइट ना चली जाए.
ये तो legit tension है. So yeah, but that's okay. And unfortunately, we couldn't get Ms Arouba to give us more time. So let's wrap it up ourselves. So what we were talking about was that how parents and friends play an important role, and sometimes that important role is not being able to help that particular person. वो justice नहीं कर पाता है उस बंदे की जो position है, जितनी help वो कर सकता है, पर वो नहीं कर पाता है. क्यों नहीं कर पाता है? ये हमने सीखा कि वो बंदा भी unaware है. If somebody is unaware, we can't really blame them, right? But I'm not also saying that, I'm not trying to justify the fact that if somebody's unaware, so that's okay. Definitely that's not okay. The person that needed attention, the person that needed care, actually, the person needed care, उसको वो care नहीं मिला, उसको उस तरीके का response नहीं मिला, उसको जो उस टाइम आपका टाइम चाहिए था और वो रिस्पॉन्स जो उसको चाहिए था, जो उसको हील कर पाता, वो नहीं मिला. तो वो चीज़ डेफिनेटली वो लोग लूज कर रहे हैं. पर if we can be more empathetic towards them, that it's not really their fault, let's try and educate them more. So if we want to educate them, let's first be educated enough ourselves, and let's learn what an ideal response should be. If somebody tells you, if a friend of yours texts you, or even tells you on call, or anybody tells you in whatever way, what is the ideal way that you should respond? According to me, what I have learned from this entire conversation should be that just calm down first yourselves, then try and listen to what the person is saying, irrespective of what they're trying to say. If it's not making sense to you, that's okay. बस सुनो और सुनते हैं, एंड फिर उस चीज़ के ऊपर रिएक्ट करते हैं कि हम और उनकी हेल्प कैसे कर सकते हैं, क्या रिसोर्सेज हैं, हम किन लोगों को जानते हैं जो मे बी उसको एक बेटर सोल्यूशन दे सकते हैं. हम खुद उनसे अपने लेवल पे बात करें, देन हेल्प फाइंड सोल्यूशंस फॉर देम ऑल्सो. एंड सो या, the key takeaways that we were talking about in the beginning, let's try and conclude what we're learning today. We're learning today that yes, friends and family play a very important role, and let's try and be that extended family or friend who actually knows how to react, who responds well, who responds positively to every situation that somebody's telling you. And yeah, being that person, first of all, I think that's a win. If you're understanding the importance of that, and let's be that person, so I think that'll make a lot of difference, first of all. And let's not disregard anything on the face value, which I also already said in my first point as well. किसी चीज को डिसरिगार्ड नहीं करते हैं, उसको अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, पॉजिटिवली रिएक्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं, फिर देखते हैं उसको और आगे कैसे सोल्यूशन कर सकते हैं, है ना. और टू पीपल हु आर स्ट्रगलिंग, I would first like to say that I wish there's somebody close to you that you're able to talk to. But if there's not, that's okay. You have a lot of resources with there for you. Everybody's there for you. I'll share some, resources that I feel might help all of us. Let's go through them, and a few contacts here and there, the ones I can find, good people who can help, per se Ms Arouba, who helped us. You'll find her contact and social media handles as well. Other contacts also that might be helpful to all of us, I'll definitely try and put them in the description below. And yeah, that's that. So if you stayed till here, it really really means a lot. It means the world to me that you listened to me for such a long time. And yeah, you know what to do now. You need to subscribe, right? And I'd appreciate if you share, if you like it, if you engage with it. The only purpose for this is you to like it, and you to have a good time while you hear it. So the numbers don't really matter as of now. They might in the future, but I'm just kidding. So yeah, thanks a lot for listening. This was the first episode of Discover with Singh, and we've helped together destigmatize mental health. Let's see what we do in the second episode. Thanks a lot, and do tune in for the second one. Thank you.